Hey, hi everyone. Good morning all.
Yeah,
Welcome to IT. Yeah. So I okay. So before we go into the demo part, okay. Uh, let's have a little bit of introduction. Meanwhile, folks will join. Okay. Uh, then I'll introduce myself. Okay. I just want to know like two lines about yourself. Feel free if you want to introduce yourself. Your name, what are you doing? Are you a student? Are you working? Are you fresher? Okay. From which background you are, right? Your IT, non-IT, whatever it is, right? Just two lines about yourself would be great, you know, to drive the demo very well, right? So I'll get some understanding about like from which background people are there so that I can take the demo in that way. Yeah. We'll just spend 5 minutes over here, not much time. Just 5 minutes, we'll wind up soon, and then we'll start a demo. Yeah. Anyone, feel free. You can unmute yourself.
hi. This is Venkatri Kasetti. Uh, Currently, I'm working as RPA developer since 5 years. Currently, I'm working with Genpact. So, I got in graduation completed 2017 with the stream of electronics and communication engineering.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, anyone else would like to go?
Hi all, this is Gopal. Currently, I'm also working as an RPA developer in Genpact from past 6 years onwards.
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Akash, and I'm currently pursuing my master's. I've done undergrad in computer science, but I have work experience in sales and marketing, so I'm new to software, so I'm trying to get into mm, um, a software role. I've been doing masters in business analytics, so I'm currently pursuing my masters in the US.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
Anyone else would like to go?
Hi, good morning everyone. I'm Vinayavati. I'm working as a US IT recruiter.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, this is Manasa. I had experience of data warehouse testing before, and currently I am in a break, and I am from information technology stream in BTech.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I'm Aditya. I'm working as a lead. I'm looking to, my experience is in software engineering, and I'm looking to learn more on cloud and DevOps.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to go? Before I start my introduction. Okay, fine. No worries. Okay. Okay. So my name is Sagar, guys. I am the trainer for this complete DevOps in AWS. So I have total 13 years of experience in this industry. I started my career around 2012 as an intern. Then I moved to Wipro. Then I worked for TCS. Then I worked for Altimetric. At present, I'm working for MasterCard. So uh, in my career, like I work in various technologies, like in DevOps. I worked in DevOps. I worked as a Linux admin initially. I worked for data centers. I explored a lot of platforms over there, right? Different OS. On different OS, I worked. Like I worked on Windows, Linux, Solaris, AIX, right? Then from after like 1.5 year, I got into the DevOps world with the Inex and Wipro. Then that career started from there. I worked it for various clouds as well. So even I today support AWS, GCP, Azure. So all the three clouds I have experience. Okay. Um, but the primary one which I have is like AWS. And coming to this training, like I train here like past almost more than 5 years I'm training here, okay, in this institute. So we train multiple batches, like we have students from US, we have working employees from various industries, we have people from non-IT, right? So different background people come here. So we train for corporate as well. We train for consultancy batches. We provide these individual batches. Okay. So that's where like morning time, I just spend my time here as additional time which I spare here with this institute. So that's an overview about myself. Okay. So moving on. So this would be today's agenda. Okay. So I'll drive you for this today's agenda. So like we'll go a little bit of introduction. Okay. Then I'll open for question and answers. Then I'll drive you technical. Okay. Then I'll drive you into the technical diagram. I'll draw a technical diagram where we'll understand what would be a role for DevOps, what would be a DevOps engineer working in day-to-day activity, what are these DevOps tools. Okay. Each and every DevOps tool, what are you going to learn, what is that importance and where it is used in real time. Okay. So we'll understand the each and every flow of that so that you'll get an idea that what exactly these DevOps people do and where exactly this DevOps is used in the real time. Okay. So you'll get an idea that which industries you can go and start making a career. Okay. Fine. But before we go into this, little bit of prerequisite, we'll cover it. Okay. And just for uh, just to bring something note, just to bring few things to notice, we don't run PPTs anywhere in our complete classes. This is just for demo because my time is limited. Okay. I get limited time for demo because if I sit 3-4 hours, 2 hours, people will go crazy, right? So that's the reason like we have to drive demo short. That's the reason this PPT concept is there. Otherwise, we purely go with diagrammatic explanation. Everything is diagrammatic. Everything is architecture. We take a whiteboard, we draw every architecture, we explain you complete architectures, and everything is in the form of notes. You get notepads. Daily, I will be working on the notepads because most of the people are working. Okay. So working professional may not get much time, okay, to go refer things and everything. So that's the reason this is what like we brought it. We don't wanted that PPT concept because people will, uh, people will think that something is running away which we are not able to catch up, right? So we don't wanted that. So everything is whiteboard. Okay, just to confirm you guys. Okay, so otherwise like people will think that everything is PPT and people are in. No, everything is whiteboard as per the industry standard. Like what I am experiencing, the same experience I'll be giving you to. So whatever you learn, everything in detail, and this course is not kind of a freshers kind of a course, guys. This is purely advanced level course. Whatever you learn, okay, whatever the content you're learning, everything is at the advanced level. So whatever I am doing currently at my 13 years of experience, I'm a technical specialist over there. What exactly I'm doing there, the same thing I'm doing it here. Okay, each and everything you'll be learning the YAML files writing, the VPC creations, we have terraforms. Okay, all that things, whatever you learn it, everything is whiteboard. Okay, fine. So moving on, let's move on. Okay, just a moment, let me great. Okay, now come back. So very first, guys, this is you guys might be working already in corporate. Few of them might be already has stepped into corporate. Okay, yeah, I'll take your questions soon. Okay, someone has raised hand. I'll take your questions soon. Just give me some 5 to 10 minutes. I'll come on question and answer. Right. So okay, great. My volume is full. So very first, guys, time and patience. Okay, remember that you are entering into the world of digital. Okay, you are entering the world of digital course. Okay, this is not kind of just a software course. Okay, it's not just kind of an information technology course. You are entering the world of one of the digital course. Okay, so because if you list one of the top 5 technologies, you'll find DevOps into that. Okay, you'll find cloud into that because market is demanding today. Okay, market is going at this level that they require these kind of a technologies to run the all the real-time applications, right? So there is where very first have time and patience because there is a lot of future. Even in the present, there is a lot of demand. Okay, it's not about a future only, it's about the present also, there's a demand. So have time and patience, spend some time and exploring things, learning things, okay, trying out something new from your side. because there's a lot of fruitful result, there's a lot of salaries out in the market for DevOps, a lot of opportunities in the outside world. Okay, so because if you see outside India, there's a lot of demand. If you go to UK, Canada, Dubai, okay, you go to Germany, a lot of openings are there for this. Japan, okay, so there's a lot of openings for this DevOps because today the infrastructure, today we want everything to be up and running 24/7. Anything you see, you access anything from your phone, it is 24/7 available. Any app, any website, or anything you want to get it from the online. That is because of DevOps. Okay, I'll come back again on that. Second thing, as till now you guys might be much more habituated in the Windows. You might have your personal laptops as Windows or Mac, right? But now it's a world of Linux. Linux is very important. It's not only for a DevOps engineer, also a person who is a developer, also a person who is already in QA, also is person who is in non-IT. Today, your Linux is required because behind every application, Linux is mandatory. Without Linux, it's difficult because security is very high in Linux. Okay, so that's the reason we'll be learning this course from the basics of Linux, which is scratch from the Linux. Okay, and we'll be learning till the advanced, not only basics, we'll be learning your advanced because till now you used your mouse here and there in the Windows, but now it's time to move into the command line. Completely your hand should play on the keyboard. Okay, your hand should become very free with the command line because you're going to play in completely a black and white console. Okay, because the security is very high for Linux. That's the reason we have to put efforts. And if you learn Linux properly, okay, Linux is not a big miracle to learn. It's similar to your Windows. Okay, if you compare and learn, it's very easy. So if you learn Linux properly, your DevOps in AWS is very easy because completely if operating system knowledge is good, DevOps in AWS is very, very easy to learn. It's not a miracle to learn. Right? Second thing, and then shell scripting is on automation. We'll learn this automation like it is just automating a manual task. Okay, it's again based on Linux only. So we'll be learning this from scratch, and then anyone can start this program. There's no hard prerequisite that you don't require a prior knowledge. So if someone says that, do I require some IT knowledge? No, you don't require it. Everything what you're going to start here is from the scratch. Okay. And programming knowledge not matter. We're not doing any coding. There's no coding, no programming. We're not touching any kind of a programming language here. It is not mandatory. If someone is already a developer, he can add a secondary skill as a DevOps, but for us, it is not mandatory. Okay. And all the different background people can attend because we have seen in this last 5 years of training, what I've seen. Okay. So I've seen like a lot of people from different background. They started, okay. For them, it was like a completely Greek and Latin, but they started, they are now working in the industries, right? So they are working in the industry, they got a job. People from civil engineering background, they don't have, even they don't know properly, okay, how to use this, how to properly use your laptops also. Okay, also there are like people from MBBS background, they also came. MB people are there. There are people who have done their diplomas. Okay, so different categories of people I have seen here who came from different backgrounds and they started this program. So it's not that difficult to start. Yes, you can easily start it. Now moving on, this is your outline. So we have divided this into 5 modules. Introduction to DevOps world, where you will get complete picture of overview of DevOps. So this will help you in your managers round or your client rounds. Okay, there you'll get help with this knowledge so that you can just speak about overview of DevOps, your day-to-day activities, work and everything. And second thing, your Linux admin. So module 2 starts completely practical. We here spend a complete hands-on part from here where you'll be learning at the advanced level of Linux. Then we speak about the DevOps tools. Okay, in depth of DevOps tools, what industry is demanding. The 15 plus DevOps tools we have kept it here, which industry is demanding today. Fine. So as per the LinkedIn, as per the Naukri, as per all the sites which you see for jobs, we just research most of the things every year and we update it there. And moving on, the cloud engineering. Okay, so this cloud is important today because everything is cloud today. Whatever the data you use in the real time is in the cloud. So cloud matters a lot. Okay, because wherever people say you're a DevOps engineer, definitely you require cloud knowledge. Okay, and then lastly, a lot of people will be looking for interview guidance. Yes, we provide it. Okay, we keep classes in between. Okay, where we take students' doubts, we speak to students, we interact with them. Okay, we clarify on their resumes, we clarify on their scenario-based questions. Okay, all that things will be guided here properly. Okay, so we'll be having some sessions. Okay, bi-weekly or weekly, we'll be having one session. Okay, in the class where we'll interact with you with all your doubts. Okay, moving on. These are your tools. Okay, and again there is a monitoring stack. This monitoring stack is not expanded. Otherwise, this page will easily fill it, right? So these are your tools which we have kept it here as per industry standards which are required. Then moving on, we have 6+ projects. Okay, these projects are not your day-to-day hands-on. Daily, you'll be having 1 hour of class where half one is theory, half one is practical. So why theory is important? Because you have to speak in the interview. You should have a content to speak in the interview, because in the interview, no one will say that take a system, go and execute. No, because you should have content to speak. The more you speak, the more you get chances to get into the company. Okay, and practical is secondary, because after you go inside a company, you'll be doing practical. So both will be planning practical plus theory, because half an hour theory, half an hour practical. That is how we'll be dividing your class. Apart from that, as soon as you complete some 5 tools in DevOps or some of the AWS services, we'll start doing small projects, and then we'll expand to the big projects. Okay, so that is how you'll understand that what I'm going to do inside the industry, what type of deployments I do for a client, what type of internal activity I do it. Okay, what will be my day-to-day activities. Okay, how my day will pass in a DevOps journey. So all that things will be understanding here in terms of architectures, in terms of flows. Okay, that is how we'll be designing this one. So first, you'll be learning everything from the scratch. Okay, from the scratch, you'll be starting it. Then you'll be automating that things, and then you will be understanding the architectures. Okay, how exactly in a company your day-to-day work happens. Right? Now, moving on. Okay, this is about a little bit of prerequisite. Now let's move into DevOps. Just give me some more 10 minutes of time. I'll open for question and answers. I just want to drive you a little bit of introduction. Then I'll drive you to technical diagram, right? Now, but before that, I'll open for question and answers. I know like a lot of questions would be there from you. Definitely I'll answer it, but just give me more 10 minutes. Okay. And Akash, this is already recording. Okay. This is already recording. You'll get this recording link soon. Okay. This is also in YouTube. This will also go live in the YouTube. So you can get it from there. Fine. Sorry for giving this permission, but definitely you want a recording, I'll definitely give you. Okay. Personally, I'll send the recording to you. Now, what is DevOps, guys? What is this DevOps? Okay. Why this DevOps came in the market? Very first, understand that before you start learning something, why this DevOps? Why people are saying this DevOps is required? Okay. What is this DevOps? In simple terms, if I tell you, okay. In simple terms, if I tell you, okay. Let's suppose, okay, you want to build a product, you want to build a software, okay. You want to build a product, you want to build a software, you want to build a website. It can be anything. Okay, it can be a website, it can be software, it can be a product. Okay, so what do you build today? Okay, and till it goes live in the market. Okay, till it is going live in the, you can say production. We use a word called production, or live in market. When you say production is going the live in the market, okay, or you say live or market, but you say live means it is going online or it is going in the market, right? Now, whatever the journey, okay, whatever the journey between right from building, okay, right from building till it goes live in the market, okay, till it goes live in the market is your DevOps. In simple terms, it is your DevOps, okay. And more precise, if I speak, okay, more precise, I say it's your, you can just say it's a DevOps process. That means a DevOps process is what which will take this entire thing into consideration. So right from building the product till it goes live in the market is your DevOps. So understand that every product in the market, I'm talking about every product. So what could be that product? Your smartphone, your TV, your automobiles, okay, your electrical gadgets, okay, or any product today, because everything is automated, nothing is getting built manually, right? Everything is machinery. So all that products come under this, what are the websites, what are the software getting built is inside DevOps process. Now come back, okay, I'll drive you more. So this DevOps has two keywords, dev and ops. Dev is for developer who write the code, who build that, who develop that application. Op is an operation person who build, okay, who build that application and deploy it live in the market, right? So in simple terms, this DevOps is a practice or a process. So initially, when DevOps started in the market, it was a process. There was no technology in the market. So first, DevOps came as a process where operation development worked together to build a quality product. So they wanted a quality product. Okay. To run this DevOps process, okay, to run this DevOps process, they wanted a life cycle. To run this DevOps process, they wanted a life cycle. Simple, right? If you want to build a phone, what do you want? You want a proper process. What is the design of the phone? Okay, what is the look and feel of this phone? Okay, what features should be there? What level of testing I should do? Okay, what level of improvement we should do? What level of integration? Should this phone connect to Bluetooth? Should this phone connect to my TV? This should phone connect to charger. So all that you do it, right? The planning is there. It's not only with phone. Any product you see, that is planning. So similarly, to run that DevOps process, they wanted a life cycle like planning, build, integration, all this life cycle they required. So initially DevOps came as a process. Then what happened? To run this life cycle, they wanted technology. That is how technology came in the market. That is where you're going to learn DevOps tool. So initially DevOps came as a process. To run this process, they wanted a life cycle. To run this life cycle, yeah, DevOps tools came in the market. That is how behind planning, you have Jira, okay, ServiceNow, all these ticketing tools will be there. Behind build, you have Git, Maven, JFrog, integration, Jenkins, testing, SonarCube, deployment, your Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, okay, all this Terraform. Then feedback is normal feedback, improvement. Every tool has to improve, every product has to improve. That is where, right? If you take an example of a phone, every year, why are they releasing new versions of phone? Every year, why are they releasing every new year? A new vehicle is coming with a new specification because people need improvement. People need enhanced experience, right? That is where you get a new product every year, okay? Enhanced product. And then monitoring. Everywhere today monitoring is there. Even your phone is getting monitored. Your TV, you get regularly software updates. How are you getting it? Everything is getting monitored today. So every industry requires this DevOps. Now, as I mentioned, DevOps is a process. To run this process, you write a life cycle. To run this life cycle, DevOps technology came in the market. But before DevOps, what was there? So remember that whenever a technology is coming in the market, definitely there is a failure. Okay, definitely there is a failure in the market. So that failure was build and release. So initially, when I started working after becoming a Linux administrator, there was a technology that time which was used, right? Build and release. Like it was this was before your DevOps, there was build and release. Okay. So this build and release technology failed in the market. Okay. And that is where your DevOps came in the market. Remember, no technology will come in the market until there's a failure in the market. Okay. So similarly, before DevOps, there was build and release. Okay. And then build and release, why it failed? So take an example, just simple example I'll give you. Let's assume that there is a manufacturing company. There is a simple manufacturing company, car manufacturing company. Okay. That car manufacturing company has a traditional development of building all the spare parts and traditional operation of all fixing the car spare parts and give it to customer. So this developers, what did they built all the spare parts, each and every spare parts they created, they built it properly. Now they prepared a documentation, hand out to operation people. This operation people started fixing each and every spare part. And once that spare part was fixed, they did a minimal testing and gave it to the customer. They sold it to customer. Now we don't know the customer is expert in driving a car. The customer is a new person who is first time buying a car, or the customer doesn't have any knowledge about this car. Okay, doesn't have any knowledge about this car. So what happened? A customer took a car, he purchased it, he went 100 kilometers, and after that car stopped. Now whose mistake is it? Is it a customer's mistake or it's a company's mistake? Obviously, company's mistake, because doesn't matter, even if a new person uses a device, it should guide him. If there is something wrong he's doing, it should give that this is not possible, this is the error. But here problem is, in the traditional system, these people worked separately. So developer is doing his work, operation is doing his work. They're not working as a team to build a quality product. There's no proper testing. If these people have worked together, if these people have tested it, verified it, today you see today's level of testing, they're doing crash testing. They do safety testing. Okay, the level of features they're building. Okay, the level of they take the car all over the world. Okay, they roam in the hilly stations, they drive the car for a very long period. Because the level of testing, if you see, because customer experience is very important, quality is very important. To bring that quality, they wanted this DevOps to come together. So they wanted this dev, which is developers, and ops, which is operations. So dev and ops work together to build a quality product. That is how your DevOps practice came into picture. So initially this DevOps practice came into picture. Where they wanted these developers and operation like us, DevOps engineer, cloud engineers to work together. Though we're not doing coding, we'll be just working with them to build a final product so that business can run smooth and end users will not have any impact. That is how this DevOps came in the market. That is how this DevOps came in the market. Okay, this is what the brief intro about DevOps. This is how the DevOps came in the market. Okay, and that is where you started a role of DevOps engineer. When these tools came on, we started getting a opportunity to start working on this DevOps. Okay, so this DevOps is an IT professional, guys. It is not a support kind of. Previously Linux admin everything, this people is to treat as little bit of support kind of work, but no, it is an IT professional. Why? If you see this dev and ops, there are two keywords. How much dev is earning more than today ops is earning. The demand for ops is very high. Why? If you take an example of simple website, go to Myntra, go to anything, or go to Amazon, Myntra, anything, you go anything. Do you see daily lot of changes in Amazon? Do you see complete website is getting changes daily? Hardly you see first page or second page is getting changed here. That too, in mostly when there is a sale. Okay, because initially when Amazon was building this Amazon.com website, there was lot of demand for developer. Initial case, the graph was moving high towards very like graph was most upward. But as soon as the website is stable, there's no much need for a developer to do some activities. Minor changes are there where they require here and there. But now, as the website is stable, the work starts of operation people until the website dies. That means until you shut down Amazon, you require a DevOps engineer and a cloud engineer to work on it. So see the demand for it. Because we make sure the website is 24/7 running with the help of DevOps tools. And DevOps tools are so smart enough to manage the website. That's the reason if you see today you open, you connect to internet, you never see a downtime in YouTube. You never see a downtime in Netflix. You never see a downtime in Amazon Prime. You open any website, you don't see a downtime. Why? Though there are million users using, because DevOps tools are sitting behind it. Your data is getting managed by cloud. That is where the reality of this one. Okay, that's the reason this operation people, even if Amazon want to shut down the business, we require to shut down that business. We require to decommission this one. That is what the demand. And is Amazon going to shut down the business? No. Now imagine that. Okay, now let's keep it this slide here. Come back. Where do you see this demand? Where are you required? Where are DevOps engineers required? Okay, forget about technology. Just keep that technology secondary. Now think about that. What if I learn DevOps, or what if I step into DevOps? What is my future? Because it is not that you just learn DevOps for just you learn DevOps, you work for 1 or 2 years and then you switch technology. No, don't do that. Whenever you select a technology, at least be in the industry at least for minimum 10 years. You work with the technology minimum 10 years. But I have seen like past 13 years, this is keep booming in the market, but this technology never went down. This demand is growing day by day, and people have a plan for 2030 and 2040's plans are there. I have just seen some industry where they're looking for a plan for 2030 and 40 with the DevOps. So industry is depending on DevOps and AWS. Once we speak of DevOps, okay, I'll come back. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, I know you have an answer. Just 1 minute. Okay. So very first, these many industries DevOps is using. If you see software, every software company has a website. Every automobile company has a website. Okay, they also require insurance. Also, you go to Google and search insurance, you get a best insurance online. Financial insurance, you can today you can do your Google Pay, Phone Pay, everything online. Your banking is online. Okay, you can send your transactions online. Social media, that is what we use right in the phone, so that is also online. Okay, everything you see, which is today everything is a website. Healthcare services, yes, you can get your medicines online, you can get your reports online, your education is online, electric is online. And also one thing, the last thing here, government agencies. Even government agency has a website. Now imagine that to manage all these websites, okay, how people will manage it. That is with the help of DevOps, with the help of your DevOps tools. Okay, so to build the software, to run these websites, you require with the help of DevOps tools, because it should be 24/7. Now, people cannot sit and watch that website is 24/7 or not. That is not possible. You require a intelligence tools which will manage it. So imagine that these many industries you have jobs, okay, and highest paying salaries in this banking. Banking pays the highest salary in the market. Okay, banking pays a very highest salary in the market. And now coming to cloud, where is this cloud used? So where is this data stored? Now you see social media, right? Your Instagram. Where is the Instagram data stored? Is it stored in your phone? Is the YouTube data stored in your laptop or your phone? Is the Netflix stored? No, it is all cloud. Today, you sit in any part of the country, you can access your data. That is because of cloud. And everywhere cloud is used efficiently. And 2025, almost 90% of the companies will be in the cloud. Already 70% is in the cloud. 90% of the company will be stepping into the cloud. That is what the demand is going for cloud. Okay. So understand that these many places you have jobs. Don't just search in software. Software is not one world. If someone age is less than 27 years, search for government jobs. That is one of the best today, and government jobs are paying much more salaries than your corporate world. Okay, because there are some places where you get very high salaries. There are software engineer jobs as well in government agencies where they pay very highest salaries. Okay, you see Kotak Mahindra, that pays good. ICI, you have this Citibank. Citibank pays in banking sector, if you go, Citibank pays almost 23 lakhs for a fresher. Okay, so that is where the demand is growing. Okay, and this, do you think this all these industries are used by only educated people? What are the products built by this is used by every population. In the population, every person is using. That means entire population is using it. Now see the demand for it. How much is the demand for it? So is the population going to come down? No, population is increasing day by day. So see the demand for it. How much demand is growing? Previously, we saw like maximum 4 to 5 DevOps engineers sitting in a company. No, now they require 10 people to deploy the application because the scale is that much big. Okay, that much demand is growing into it. Okay, so understand the demand first. Okay, forget about technology. Technology secondary, you learn. It's not a big deal to learn. It's very, if you learn in a proper order, it's very easy to learn. But first thing, that are you stepping in the right market? What is the demand for the market? Look for the market, research everywhere. Okay, take the decision and then decide to switch. Yes, sorry guys. Yes, you can get a recording. Yes, you can get the recording. Okay, no worries. Okay, no. Okay, and last thing, just research, guys. It's your time, high time to research. Okay, research everywhere. Research everywhere. Okay, see where DevOps is used, how much DevOps is used. Okay, Netflix is using a DevOps, TC is using a DevOps. So research everywhere. Okay, which all places DevOps is used. Okay, see the demand for it, because research is very important before you step into it. AWS is used by all this, whatever the real time you're using in your phone, real time using in the real time world, like your Zepto, your Swiggy, Zomato, all these are dependent on DevOps and cloud. Okay, because a population is using it. Okay, check the salaries, what salaries you get it. Okay, what salaries they are paying, what salaries you get it. Research everywhere. Okay, and then take a decision on it. Okay, and see the openings. These are like last 3 days, 2 days, the openings which are coming, right? So check the openings also, because end of the day is what you'd want to do a job. It's not a course that you learn it, you write the exam, you pass. No, that college life is passed on. Now it's time to get a serious job. Of already people in IT or people in corporate. If you want to move to a higher position with a good salary, because today minimum 1 lakh should be salary, minimum 1 month. Okay, in per month, if you get 1 lakh in hand. Okay, so per month, if you get 1 lakh, that is what industry is looking, because inflation is growing. So see that that is what you require in the market. Okay, so your salary should be at least minimum 1 lakh in hand. That is what you should get it today in the market. Okay, that is what the industry is looking for it. Right. So research everything. Take your time, research. There's no hurry, but take a U-turn every time. At some point, you have to do a U-turn. Even if you're for different technology, take a U-turn, put a step, go for the interview, give the interview. What is lacking, just check that. Okay, that is how it happens. Because initially, when you speak to students, right, students say like, I'm just still studying, I'm just still exploring things. Don't explore, guys. Learn it. As soon as you complete a course, take 10 to 15 days of time and start the interviews. Until you start and until you give studying interviews, you'll not understand whether you're fit for it or not. So I say that if you give at least 5 interviews, sixth interview you'll crack it. 100% you'll crack into. I have seen people from different background, they don't have any knowledge of computers, nothing. They have cracked the interviews. So people, I see maximum people here have from corporate. Okay, already some people are working on corporate. You know the culture. At least people are from different background. They worked in some civil engineering companies. They don't even know anything about corporate world. That kind of people I've got. So you people are much more better than them, but okay, you will step into it easily. So but only thing is research is very important. Put your effort in researching, right? I'll just take a pause. Okay, it was a while, a good time. Just take a pause. Any questions, guys? Okay, sorry for a little bit delay, but any questions, any queries and doubts? Okay, let's open a question and answer for 10 minutes. Okay, let's open anything. Feel free, guys, keep it open. Whatever it is in your mind, just throw it. Okay, don't feel that this is wrong, this is correct. Keep it open, because until you open up, things will not be clarified. Okay, anything is fine, just
So
ask anything.
I have one doubt. So before we now, let's suppose I want to take up DevOps and I want to learn. Is it mandatory for me to have any control or grip over any language like Java or Python, or is it not
No.
mandatory? I mean,
I
you can
told you,
learn
right?
in
We are not touching
specific.
programming. We are not touching programming. We don't need a coding. This is not coding at all. There's no coding, no programming, anything. This is purely DevOps tools, guys. You'll be working in the open source tools. Okay. And in simple terms, if I tell you, whatever I'm going to learn on the screen, what I'm going to teach you, same thing is there in the company. It is not like something you learn here and something is there in the company. No, that is not there. That happens with the Java programming, that you learn the syntax and logic here, but when you go in the company, the requirement comes a little bit different. So that is not the case here. It is purely no coding. First of all, we don't touch any language here. Okay, it's purely DevOps tools. Completely tools you'll be learning it. Okay, completely operating system and
And
tools. There's no coding.
the other doubt is, now let's suppose we give 2 hours of time every day, and to be ready to face interview and crack a job, ideally, how many months is it going to take
See, right
to
after
prepare
the
the
course, you
course
can
very
start
well?
it. Right after completing a course, if you spend daily 2 hours, it's more than enough. Right after the class, okay, after completing the class, you can just start it. I would prefer, as soon as you complete 50% of the course, start preparing your resume and start giving the interviews. That is how you'll understand more. That is how you'll get to know the market more, what exactly is market is looking for it. Because interview
And the
is
course
something.
duration would be
Yeah, go ahead.
course duration would be how many months?
2.5. Okay, 2.5 months will be it be.
Oh,
10 days
okay.
buffer, because like now the festival seasons will start here and there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
in case
Okay.
if there's a long weekend something, so I'll just keep 10 days buffer. There's no long kind of
Okay.
holidays, but like 1-2 days some US holiday comes, or like some India there's a holiday, right? So we don't want to people to join on that day.
Okay.
Anything else, guys? Any other question? Someone raised a hand. Sorry for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
May I know AI will affect DevOps?
Nothing, it will never affect. I was there in TCS, right? So 2015 somewhere, like people were running like learn Python, AI is coming, learn Python, AI is coming, right? So till now, if I see, right, a lot of companies are rejected AI. AI is there to just enhance your job, or AI is there just to make your work faster. Now, in the DevOps also, they are bringing AI. AI will not replace any technology. AI will not replace Java. AI will not replace anything. If AI is replacing everything, even the colleges should teach completely AI. They should remove this complete software. That is not going to be possible anytime. I'm just listening this past 10 years that AI is coming. Only thing what AI will do is AI will just enhance your work or make your work faster. But the existing technology cannot be changed anywhere. It is not possible, because everything, if you keep in the hands of AI will mess up the business. Okay, that is chances that AI will mess up the business as well. That's the reason most of the industries don't depend completely on AI. Okay, they don't take AI is there. You have this chat GPT, everything, just to make your work speeder. If you're working for 1 hour, it will just reduce your half an hour less, and it will make your work faster, but it will not replace anything. If you see today, There are call centers. Why call centers have not gone? What everything is telecaller. Still, people, if you like, you go and let's suppose you have a query in Airtel or any of the phone, any of the network side, you have a query. You call them, they say press one, you'll get everything. But the last they give 9 options. People prefer to touch that 9. Why? Because human queries cannot be answered by AI. Because human itself feed it in that, right? It cannot be answered. That is practically, even in the industry, it doesn't work. Because things are very critical, which AI, we cannot keep in the hands of AI. That will mess up. Okay. AI is not everywhere. It is not possible to replace anywhere. It's not highly impossible. Fine. Any more questions? Any more questions?
5 days a week or
Sorry?
5 days a week or 6 days?
6 days. Saturday also you'll be having class.
Okay.
Any more doubts?
Yes, actually, it was totally depend on tools, right? So, is there any updation for another tools? For example, now if we can use Jenkins in next coming days, is there any other tools we have to keep update?
See, tools will be same. The versions of the tools will increase. That means,
Okay.
for example, you have used Windows laptop, right? Have you seen Windows software has removed a new software came in Windows? Windows is same. Only Windows 10, Windows 11 is coming because the security will enhance, the features will enhance, but the tools will be same across. Tools will never change. Tools, I have seen these tools past
Yeah.
7 years. It is same. Tools are
Okay.
getting enhanced. New features are coming into it, but tools will be same. Any more questions? Any doubts? Okay, fine. Maybe for US people, I believe it is a little bit late. People are just texting and saying that we'll watch the recording. Fine, no worries. Okay. Any more questions, guys? No questions? Shall we proceed further? Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's move on. Okay, let's come. Okay, let's finish off this 2 PPTs and then move on. So, very first, this is the IT professional course, guys. It is treated very demand in the market. A lot of demand is there in the market. And second thing, you should, when you go to the industry, remember this is the basic things that you require a soft skills and you require hard skills. That means you require technical knowledge along with communication because communication is key. Keep speaking, keep interacting. That is what the industry requires today because that is where your confidence will come out. If you don't speak up, if you don't speak, things will not work out. Okay, interview is also all about speaking. The more you open about yourself, the more you bring things about your daily life. That is how things will work here. Okay, and then lastly, we require scripting. So development team requires coding. They will do the coding. We will do the scripting. What is scripting? Scripting is an automation. Okay, so like for example, you're doing 10 steps. The 10 steps are manually you're executing. That 10 steps you'll keep inside a file and execute as a script. That is how the scripting works. Okay. It's not a miracle. Again, there is some kind of templates and everything in that. You can easily learn it. Okay. It is not programming. Again, I'm saying there's no logic or anything which you do it. It's purely automation. And then coming to roles and responsibility, right? It's a full-time job, guys. Anywhere you go, people are looking for full-time. There's no contract. Hardly like some companies has some policies that they will hire as a contract. That happens like Deloitte does that. Deloitte takes first 6 months as contract and then they make it perm. That is their policy, so we cannot help it. But maximum like 90 plus companies I've seen, like they take as a full time because there's a lot of demand, lot of openings coming for DevOps where they're required to fill these positions. And then we are responsible for complete ongoing maintenance. That means we are responsible for managing the entire websites. Okay, with the help of DevOps tools, where DevOps tools will take care of all these things. Okay. And moving on, you require CI/CD skills. That is what I mentioned the tools, right? Jenkins, Maven, Git. All this falls under CI/CD tools. Okay. And you should have any one of the cloud knowledge, like your AWS, GCP, Azure. So AWS, why AWS I prefer is because a lot of companies are into AWS because AWS came very early in 2006. That time people didn't recognize it. Then it started booming around 2014 to 13. It started booming in the market. So Azure was also there, but Azure GCP is little bit less in the market trend now. Okay, because what AWS give us services, that much Azure and GCP doesn't give the services. And second thing, Azure is very slow, okay, in terms of the application, and GCP doesn't have that services what this AWS provides. That is the reason. So AWS has more preference in the market. But if you learn AWS this year, after 6 months to 1 year, put effort in Azure or GCP. Both all are similar pattern. All the tools, logic, and everything is same. Services are same. Only the look and feel is different. Okay, but rest everything is same. Okay, and then troubleshooting is very important. Okay, because already a lot of people are experienced. So we'll be learning troubleshooting also here. Behind every tool, I'll be keeping 10 steps of troubleshooting so that you'll have a knowledge of how to check the logs, how to restart the application, okay, how to identify the issues, okay, how to identify the errors. All that things we'll be learning behind your behind your tools. And moving on infrastructure, all the cloud operations will be doing it. Okay, like your load balancing, your CPU memory, all that things will be doing it here. As part of complete cloud operations, will be working on it. Okay, and then analyze, design, and evaluate. Will be analyzing a work, designing that, will be drawing architectures, and will be evaluating automation. That means will be what are the manual work you're doing it here in the training. Complete manual work we can automate. That also will be working on it. Okay, fine. Let's come back. Okay. Now let's come back. Let's quickly move into measurement process. If I have anyone questions, please raise out. Okay. Please raise the questions if you have. Okay. Now come. I'll just spend a little bit of time here. Okay. Let's go one by one and let's understand. Okay.
And here you will teach negative scenarios as well, right? So if you,
Sorry?
right, here I will teach the negative scenarios, right? Like if you deploy the any thing in the cloud, if you get any error, how the particular error will fix, like the scenarios.
Yeah. The scenario also I'll cover it.
Yeah, because in real time we are facing a lot of challenges while deploying the process or anything in the
Yeah.
production. So we unexpectedly, ad hoc, we are getting some of the errors. But unfortunately, we are googling that there also we can't find the solution. For the interior also asking for the real time scenarios only, right? That is the. I hope it is clear in this particular.
Yes. I'll work on it that as well. When we learn that whenever we learn a tool, first we start with what is that tool, why do we use that tool, then we start the installation from the scratch, we learn the complete things, and the last I'll keep a troubleshooting steps where I'll tell you that, for example, when you get this issue, how do you tackle this issue, how do you start that issue debugging, okay, what is the debugging process, and how do you get it till the fix. So all that process is there in that. In this also we have written it, like behind every tool there are 10 steps which will be providing you to troubleshoot. That behind every tool I'll be telling you. Okay, what immediate failures will come, what errors you'll see, okay, what kind of issues you'll be facing in this. All that things will be speaking in the training part.
Yeah, thanks for the, and I have one more query on that. Will you provide any real-time environment in virtual environment, like to work on that particular training sessions? Like if you teach something in the today's class, I would like to practice on that particular thing in the cloud only, right?
Yes, everything is cloud. Everything you work on cloud. That's why I told you, right? DevOps is not something what you learn what you learn in this course and what you learn outside is different. No, both are same, guys. You're going to learn completely in AWS.
Will you provide the access for the cloud?
No. I'll tell you how to register. We have a free account. You can register from the free account.
Okay.
We'll be using free account only. Completely free account only. We'll be using it.
Okay.
How many days that free account will be available?
That will be there for 750 hours.
750 hours. Okay.
Now come back. Let's spend some time here and then we'll take the further questions. So let's assume that there's a company, guys. Okay, let's assume that there's a company. Okay, TCS, there's a company called TCS, there's a client called Myntra. There's a client called Myntra. Okay, so TCS is a service-based company, Myntra is a online shopping. Okay, so both signed a contract, okay, for a website and an infrastructure. Okay, when you say infrastructure, it's a cloud. Okay, and website is what you use with the DevOps tool. So it requires this maintenance and infrastructure. This is what it requires. Now coming to the contract, Okay, they both had a contract between this website and infrastructure. Now, very first thing, what is your role here? You are a DevOps engineer, you are an operation people. Now, very first thing, you understand here, before you start your role, with whom you're going to work, which are the teams you interact more. So very first team is your product team. Remember that. These are the people who will give you the work. Okay. This product team where you have product managers. Okay. These product managers you can call business analysts and all these people. So these folks are the people who are MBA professionals who interact. Okay. MBA professionals who interact with your clients and everything. They bring the budget, the requirement, what is the cloud requirement, what is the technology requirement, what exactly you require in the website, what features you require, all timelines, budget, everything you bring in. Second team is your development team. Okay. So this development team, okay, is the one where you have your developers, like you say front-end developers, back-end developers, DB people, all these people. And here they are responsible for developing the application. These developers, they're responsible for developing the applications. So like backend, front end, okay. They're like UI, UX, and multiple things are there. Okay, multiple developers are there. And then third one comes your operational team. Okay, operational team. This is where your DevOps engineers sit. When you say a DevOps engineer, definitely should have cloud knowledge. Okay, and we are responsible for managing DevOps tools, cloud operations. Okay, okay. With this help of this, we will manage your websites. What are the websites or real-time applications are there? That real-time applications, we manage it with the help of DevOps and cloud. Okay, with your AWS cloud, we manage it. And lastly comes your QA team. This is where your quality assurance. Okay, we call QA engineers, quality assurance engineers. So these people are required for doing the testing, like a functional testing. Okay, you say a functional or your load testing or performance. These are the teams who work very closely with one each other. Okay, these are the teams who work very closely with each other. Okay, all they are dependent on one another. Okay, okay, that is where they work very closely. Though developer will be doing developers work, DevOps will be doing DevOps tools only, QA will do, but they have some requirement where they need to interact with each other to build a quality product, that is a website, out of their work. Right. Now, okay, now as you're working in the world of DevOps, okay, is you're working in the world of DevOps, okay, DevOps uses a methodology called Agile. DevOps uses something called Agile. Okay, this is the methodology which, okay, this is one of the life cycle, okay, software development life cycle which your DevOps uses. And second most thing, here we don't prefer on the quantity, we work on the quality of work. It is not like a target kind of a job, remember that. It's purely on your quality. That's why I told you DevOps is a process where it requires a quality of work. It requires a quality of work. Okay, it requires a quality of work. Yes, we will be providing you the recording. It will go in the YouTube. It will go in the YouTube, I told you, right? So I'll inform. You can just reach out to this number. Okay, in case you want recording to your phone, to your WhatsApp numbers, they'll share you this recording. Today they mentioned it, right? You'll get the recording. And then coming here, okay. So coming here, what is that, right? Here, remember that even if you do 25% of the work, that is success for them. It is not a failure. And here, properly they groom it. They do all the grooming sessions for you. Completely properly grooming sessions will. It's not that you just they give you work or nothing. It doesn't work like that. They properly groom you. Okay, properly groom you. What are the issues are coming? What are the suggestions you require? Everything. It's a teamwork, guys. Remember. Okay, suggestions, issues, blockers, everything is taken here. Okay, you will have your daily update calls and etc. things will be hearing here. Okay, daily scrum calls we call it, right? Daily scrum calls and everything will be coming here. So all these things will be happening in DevOps, because we are working on agile methodology where they require a proper way of dealing with the employees. So there is proper work-life balance. First of all, you don't have late night shifts and etc. things will not happen. Everything is purely a day shift. You will be working on it. Purely a day shift. It will be there where you will be working on this. Okay. So now completely all the teams are here. Now who will assign the work? product team is the one who will assign the work to all of them, developers, operation, QA team. So we get work from the product team. Okay, we get work from the product team. So very first, who is going to start the work is very first developer will start the work. Okay, and we will be starting the work in the cloud operations. We'll be doing a cloud operations. Okay, parallelly, but DevOps will start the work. Actually, work will start with your work will start with your developers, and then we take over from them. Okay, first developer will start building the application, because if developer doesn't build the application, what will deploy it and what QA will test it? Okay, so these people should build the application. Meanwhile, we'll be doing some automation in the background. Okay, we'll be working on the cloud automations and everything. Okay, but first developer should start the work. Okay, because application is required, so developers will be available. Okay, let them write the code in any language. We are not worried about their code. Okay, let them write the code in any language. Whatever the code they want to write, let them write. Okay. Now, once developer writes the code, okay, they will push the code to a tool called GitHub. This is the first DevOps tool which you're going to learn. This is the first DevOps tool which you're going to learn it here. Okay, first DevOps tool which you're going to learn it here. Right. So this is the first DevOps tool which you're going to learn. Okay. So why this tool? Okay. So this tool, okay, is your source code management tool. Source code management tool. So here we keep all important files. All important files. It can be your code. It can be your automation of DevOps. It can be your QA functional test cases, all that things, whatever it is. Every team will be using this one. Even developer has to use this one. Okay. So this tool is required by developers and this tool is required by us. Then what is the difference? Why it is called DevOps tools? We are the admins of these tools, guys. We have a complete control of this tool. We manage this tool. We manage this tool. We are the admins of these tools. And why are we using this tool is two purposes. First thing is tracking. Second thing is your, okay, storage cost optimization. Two things is, one is the tracking thing in this storage cost optimization. Okay, these are two things which are really making us to use this tool. Okay, Git is a command line tool. GitHub is a graphical user. Okay, here we keep all the important files where the company will be tracking. But now, why should I track it? What is the importance of tracking? What is the reason for tracking? Let's suppose that, okay, this is a Myntra website. My company is working on the Myntra website. Let's suppose they are bringing some year-end sale. They're planning for year-end sale. Okay, end of this February or something, you're planning for year-end sale. Let's assume that. Okay, so they are planning for year-end sale. They released a poster here saying that we are going to start a year-end sale. Okay, they planned it to. So they did a marketing of that. But in the back end, what is happening? My company is working on this. My company people are working on that changes. So now, previously, before Git, what was there? Previously, before Git, there was a traditional system which people used to use it. That is your Linux and Windows machine. That means there was no proper tools available. Okay, when DevOps was not there, no proper tools available. So only thing was there Linux and Windows. People used to store all the information inside a servers only. There were no proper tools. People used to store it here. So now there's a drawback. If you don't have GitHub or Git tool, there's a drawback in Windows and Linux. What is the drawback? Let's see that one. Okay. So very first, if you see here, let's assume that my company is using this Windows machine. My company uses this Windows machine. Okay. My company uses this Windows machine for, okay, for their activities. So let's assume that if you see my cursor, right, I'm placing this on one of the file. Let's assume this is one of the important file from Myntra where we're building it. If you see, the type is Microsoft Word, author is Raj, size is 20.2 KB and date modified. Now, if I say that in a day, 10 people modify this file. In one day, 10 engineers or 10 developers will modify this file. Okay. Now, for example, now currently if you see Raj's name is there, if I change this file, my name will come. Obviously, it will come my name, right? If I change this file. So imagine that if 10 day in a day, 10 people are modifying this file, where are the 9 people, rest of the 9 people name? That Windows Linux doesn't track it. First of all, Windows doesn't track your changes properly. Okay, that is first problem. Tracking is a problem. Second thing, what did 9 people modify in this file? Did they add something? Did they delete something? Did they modify something? We don't have any information of that. That is the reason, okay, tracking plays a very important role. If someone deletes something, okay, if someone deletes something, now let's put this in scenario that let's assume that these people started this year-end work. Okay, these people started this year-end work, and due to some company's policies, people left the company. Very next day, they left the company. They did some modification, they did some changes, they did half of the work, they left it. Now, when new people will come, they will not understand what changes are made. Even if I open this file, I will not understand that what Raj made the changes in this file. Okay, unless Raj tells me that I have made a change. Okay, because there is no tracking. That's the reason tracking plays a very important role. And this Git does a high level of tracking. Even if you make a minor change in a file, that will say that this person has made a change and give you a proper information. That will help company to make its product properly and build it. Okay, other employees will get opportunity to understand what happened. That's the reason tracking plays an important role. And second thing, storage cost optimization. Now, if you see, main reason for storage is we want to avoid duplication. Avoid duplication means duplication data we want to avoid it. That is how the storage cost will be optimized. So if you see in Windows, if I copy paste multiple times, files are getting created. If one file, imagine that if this one file is of 1 GB, how much I'm wasting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 GB I'm wasting. I pasted my 7 times, it created 7 times. So 7 GB is wasted. Imagine that. Okay, imagine that if I have 100 GB of file and I upload the same file again, automatically 100 GB is wasted. So in that situation, how can I optimize this cost? Because Windows doesn't avoid duplication. In that situation, only way is you need to have your Git. In this Git, there's something called version control system. This has a mechanism of doing this one. Okay, version control system, which will do the mechanism to avoid duplication. It will avoid the duplication. That is the main reason we are going with Git and GitHub. Again, there's a deep explanation in this. Okay, so Git and GitHub we are using. So in simple terms, it's a tool where you keep all the important files and code and everything. Only code you keep it. Okay, this tool is used by every industry. Okay, this tool is used by every company. Every company will get it because every company requires their important files to store it. Very first basic tool. Now, code is written by developer. All the automations we have written it. QA people wrote there. This one. Okay, every people will be using this one. So they could. Now code is written. Now what is next? After code is written. Now next is, okay, after code is written, next is we have to build a software. Okay, if you see this Myntra is not launched with the code. Myntra is launched with the software. So first they build a code. Okay, first they write the code. Second thing, they build a software. Okay, everything is built in the form of software. First they build a code. First they write the code, push the code here. We do the automations, and then we do the build. This build will generate the software. Okay, this is the build tool. So next tool we're going to use is Maven. Okay, Maven is the industry standard tool provided by Apache. So this is your build tool where it will do the complete build and execution of the code. Okay, build and execution of the code, and it will generate the software for you. It will generate an software. Okay, and this software is called as artifact. We use a word called artifact, which will be in the form of .jar. Okay, .jar .var. Like in Windows, you get .exe file. You double click, right? Similarly, you get .jar.var. Okay, so these files will give you your software. For example, if you build e-commerce website, okay, Myntra.var. Okay, this is how this file will be there. This is how the file will look. Okay, this is what the software will be building it here. Now, now what was there previous before Maven? And this Maven will give you user-friendly commands. You don't need to, it's not a very big, very small tool it is. It hardly has 10 commands to run it. Compile, test, and package. These are main basic commands. But previously, this Maven was not handled by us. It was handled by developers. But Devops process changed it. They wanted us to manage this and be the admin of Maven because developers should concentrate on the code. They don't want them to do this one. But before Maven, developer is to use pure Java commands and then build the software out of it. It was very hectic challenge for them. It is to take longer time to build. That is where they brought the tool. Why are we using this tool? Because we are the admins. Second most thing, whatever the code errors will come, that will developer will see. We are only building the software. because we have to do the automation, right? We have to do the automation. That is the reason we are learning this tool. Okay. So main is the first is a GitHub where the code is stored. Second is a Maven, which will build the software. Now, right after software is built, now you'll launch the application. I'm saying launching the application. I'm not saying launching the website because it is still internal. You cannot launch the application. You cannot launch the website directly. First, it should be tested properly. Okay. Because if you don't test your website, what will happen? Hacker will attack your website. If you want hacker to not attack your website, first you have to test your website properly. Okay. So that is where first, right after software is built, we will deploy it. So very basic tool of deployment is Tomcat. So this is called your web/application. Let me increase the font. Web/application server. Tomcat is a web/application server. This is a third basic tool of your DevOps, which will be using it here. Okay, web/application server. So only thing what you need to do is you just need to deploy the war file here. What are the war file you had? This war file, you take it. Simply you take this war file and just place it here. Don't need to do anything. This will take care automatically. The tool is very smart enough. It'll take your war file. And finally, this will launch the application. This will launch the application. This launch the application. It will give you one URL. Okay, what URL? http:// what are the IP address of the machine is there, colon the port number of Tomcat / the endpoint of the application. Okay, this is what the URL will give you. Once it gives the URL, this URL will open same kind of a page. What are the Myntra is opening? Same page. Only thing, this is called a website. Always website will have domain and your application will have the application URL. Okay. Now, here what happens is, as I mentioned, all these streams are dependent, right? Once you build that software and once you deploy this application, now hand over this to your team. Okay, hand over this to your team. Okay, for testing purpose. Okay, hand over this to your team. You have to hand over this work to your team. So this will be QA and dev. Okay, QA and dev to validate. They will validate here. All that changes they'll validate. Whatever developer code, he will validate it. Whatever QA testing, they'll do all the functional testing, load testing, right? That they'll do it. So this is what one part of the work. Okay, now we did. Okay, we use 3 tools. One is where developers push the code, we push the automation, and then from this code, we build a software and we gave it to, we deployed into a Tomcat and we gave it to QA. QA will do the testing, developer will verify. Okay. Meantime, these people are doing, we should do a little bit of security scanning. Okay, this is required because this developer will not write the code completely by his own, right? For example, if he gets error, he go to Google, he will download something, he'll write it. In that situation, there is high chance of getting virus. There is high chance of getting virus. Okay, and with there are possibilities like developers writing so much of code. They will write duplication of code. There may be chances that developer might not follow some code scanning. Now, who will identify? So, second tool after your Maven is your SonarQube. This is the code scanning tool. Okay, because whatever the human mind cannot capture, that this tool will capture to detect the bugs and vulnerabilities. We use term bugs means errors, vulnerabilities means virus, outdated things it will identify. Okay, and then it will check your duplication of code. Okay, because developers writing so much of code, right? He cannot identify each and every line. And then let's suppose whether developer has standards. So proper code standards, it will identify proper code standards are there or not, or proper code styles are there or not, right? All the things. Okay, it will identify it for a developer. It will identify for a developer. Okay, identify for a developer, code style and everything. And finally, it will also suggest how or what to improve. The developer made a mistake. Who will give the suggestion? SonarQube will give a suggestion. This SonarQube is supported by different languages of tool. Okay, and finally, it will give you a report. Okay, of all the bugs and which you can submit to the client. Because Myntra will not accept you to start the deployment unless you give Myntra proper report saying that your code is bug free. Because if the code is not scanned and the website goes live, what will happen? Hacker is sitting in the internet. He will hack the website. He's not worried about the website. He is worried about the data behind the website. But how will reach the data? If the code is compromised. If the code is not written properly, hacker will attack the website. So we did the code is written, software is built, we deployed it, it went for QA testing. Meanwhile, we're doing a scanning. Okay, this is also one kind of scanning. The scanning is also one kind of a testing only, which we do it here. And finally, there's one more small tool called JFrog Artifactory. This is your storage. Okay, storage to store softwares, which is called artifact. Storage to store the artifacts. Artifacts means software, like your .jar, .war. Okay, your in Windows we have .exe. Okay, then you have your .zip file, .tar file. All these are extensions, right, of the softwares. So all these things can be stored here. Okay, that means in simple terms, what are the software you're building it here? All this thing will be stored here. So why should we store it here? What is the importance? Because GitHub doesn't accept the big files. GitHub doesn't allow you to store big files. And why are we storing it here? Because we first of all, we require security of this WAR file. Because if this WAR file goes in the wrong hand, let's suppose someone hacked the WAR file, what they'll do, they'll create a duplicate website like mintraclearance.com. They'll create a domain mintraclearance.com and they'll start opening the same website. Website will look and see, everything will be same. You will order a product will be ordered, you will get an email, you will get that acknowledgement to your email and phone, but you will never receive the product and the payment will go to fraud. This happened with many websites in the real time, okay, where in the internet people will make a payment but never receive. That's the reason security is very important for us. Second thing, you require tracking. Similarly, how the Git requires a tracking, because if I keep this war file, jar file in Windows, what will happen? If someone deletes, what will happen? I don't know, right? If someone deletes, there's no tracking. Someone is modifying and don't have tracking. Put this in real time. Let's suppose Myntra decided that they're going to start a sale. And my colleagues, all they tested properly. They kept a war file here. They are ready to deploy to Myntra. But by mistakenly, some of the person deleted it. It went on from every place it went on. It is not there anywhere. Now, how can you do it? Because there's no tracking. Okay. In that situation, or let's suppose someone modified something or someone by mistakenly made some changes, that will have no tracking, that will impact your deployment process. That's the reason we require proper tracking. Who is deleting, who is modifying, all that thing. Okay. So that is the first thing. Second thing, as I tell you, Windows will not have a duplication. How many times you store, that many times it will create your file, right? So it is wasting your space. Okay. Then how can you optimize? That is with the help of your version control system. Even your JFrog uses your VCS mechanism for your storage optimization. Okay. Storage cost optimization. It also uses VCS. Like a Git, it uses VCS. Okay. And lastly, you require speed to upload and download. Upload and download speed should be there. What is the required? What is the need of this one? Okay. What is the need of this upload and download? Why should I require this upload and download? What difference it will make it? Let's suppose, okay, let's suppose there is a sale here. Today there's a sale at 12 o'clock. Today is 9 o'clock my time, local time. 12 o'clock there's a sale. They gave a timing at 12 o'clock, sale is going to start. Exactly at 12 o'clock when I refresh, page should change. That means exactly at 12 o'clock, a DevOps engineer should deploy the software, a sale software, and automatically this page should change. That is what exactly at 12 o'clock, not before 12, not after 12. Then how do you do exact 12? So very first, let's imagine that if I'm using Windows machine, let's suppose in C drive, I kept a file of 10 GB. I want to copy it to D drive. How much time it will take? 10 GB file in C drive, copy to D drive. How much time it will take? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Minimum time it will take. Okay. So imagine that. Can I keep at 12 o'clock same website without a sale page and say it will take 20 minutes for deployment? Not possible. First of all, you should change the page exactly at time. For that, first of all, you should have download speed fast, upload speed fast. That's the reason we are using this JFrog instead of traditional Windows to store it JFrog. JFrog will upload and download within fraction of seconds. That fast JFrog will be there. That is the main reason we are using it. Or take a scenario. Let's suppose we did a deployment and something went wrong in the deployment, that your gift cards are not working, your coupons are not working, logins are failing, a lot of problem is coming, some pages are not opening, some error is coming in the website. In that situation, I should revert it back, right? This website, what I did deployment, I should revert in fraction of seconds, but my download time is very high, right? It is taking to download the original WAR file almost 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Can I keep 20 minutes down when the sale is going on? Because if I keep 20 minutes down, okay, what will happen? People will go and order in Flipkart and Amazon. Business from Myntra will be down. That is the reason your deployments, when you do the deployments, your artifact download should be fast in terms of deployment. So these are the 5 basic tools, and all these tools are not big. Git is little bit like medium tool. Maven, SonarQube, JFrog, Tomcat, very small tools, guys. Very, very small tools. It is not a big tool. It's purely completely comes in the form of automation. It's very small. Now, now comes your automation. Now, till now you did all the tools installation. Now developer got a relief from Maven, right? Now we are taking care, developer is writing a code. We also want a relief. We also want some automation in picture where I can just sit in one place and manage my work. Yes, that is possible with the help of your, Jenkins. So next most powerful tool in the industry uses Jenkins, which is called your CI/CD tool. Let me increase the font. CI/CD tool. Okay. CI/CD tool. It is called continuous integration tool. They use a word called continuous integration tool, continuous integration tool or continuous deployment tool. Okay. CI/CD, the word you'll be listening here. CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous. Both you can do. Deployment you can do. This also you can do. So here, this is also used for your automation. All the automation is also called automation tool. Here you can do the proper user management. You can do the proper build management. Okay. You can do the proper your log management. Complete logs can be seen for every application. And the most important thing, it is a graphical user, guys. It's a graphical user. Okay. And you can achieve here. Okay. And you can integrate. You can integrate before you that integrate Jenkins with all DevOps tools. Also, it will check with your, I can say dev tools. When you say dev tools, it is DevOps, QA, everything, all tools it will integrate. And here you can see one-click automation. You can achieve one-click automation. Just one click of a button, you can automate everything. That is also possible with Jenkins. Okay, that is also possible with Jenkins. That level of automation we can achieve. Okay, now what we can do is to reduce our workload, we can just integrate your GitHub with Jenkins, connect your GitHub with Jenkins. Similarly, connect your Maven with Jenkins. Okay, and similarly connect these 3 tools. Okay, similarly connect these 3 tools. So now I can sit in single place and manage all my work. I can sit in single place and manage my work. I don't need to go to every tool. I can just sit in Jenkins and do all my operation from Jenkins. Now you got a flexibility. Though you will be learning all the tools, it is not that mandatory. You'll be using complete tools in the day-to-day life. Okay. You'll be integration doing it once and be reusing it multiple times. Okay. So it depends. So now your work is simplified with the help of Jenkins. Now, what more knowledge? Is it enough to start your career of DevOps? Yes, it is enough. Because some company use Jenkins, Git, and Tomcat. It says my requirement is only Tomcat, Jenkins, and a cloud knowledge. Cloud will be mandatory anywhere. Wherever you go, people will definitely ask cloud because infrastructure is in the cloud. Okay, so cloud is important. So with the cloud knowledge, this is if sufficient to start your career. It depends upon the JD what you get. Next company when you go, you may get to work in little bit of advanced tools, or initially they may ask you to work on the advanced tool. That also I'll show you now. Okay, we'll be going through the advanced tool now. Right? We'll be going through. So in the AWS, you have a lot of services. Okay, AWS, you have a lot of services. Like you have EC2 module. In this EC2 module, you'll find everything. Like you have EC2 instances. Okay, these are your virtual machines. That is where you launch all this softwares, right? You can install all this software inside your EC2. Okay, all this software inside your respective EC2. Okay, and then you have your second services, load balancer. I'll list few of the services. Load balancer. What is this load balancer? Okay. Okay. What is this load balancer? Why do you require it? Now you see Myntra. Is Myntra running on a single machine? Do you think Myntra runs on a single machine? Myntra doesn't run on a single machine, guys. Myntra runs on almost Okay, you can say thousands of lakhs of machine. Now, if you want to do the deployment on Myntra, okay, can you do it yourself? It is not possible. You require automation. But before that, let's suppose that if Myntra is running on 1,000 machines, let's suppose I am ordering some from the men's side. I'm ordering some of the products. If I order a product, I'll do add to cart. Then I'll go to the payment. I'll fill my address and all. So all this is a processing. This is one flow. When you make when you search the product, add to cart, fill your address, okay, make a payment, you get acknowledged. This is a process, right? All this process should be executed in one machine. That means one request will go to one machine. If someone is ordering for women, the one request will go to one machine. Someone is ordering for kids, one request will go to one machine. So every person's request will go to one machine that should do processing. But who will send it to machine? Load balancer will distribute the request to machine. Load balancer will distribute the traffic. So which machine it should go? Okay, which machine should do the processing of which machine? All that request will be sent with the help of load balancer. So load balancer is the one which will send the request, to the respective machine. And then, as I mentioned it, this is the URL. You saw that this is the URL, right? This is the URL. That's why called application. How can I get this domain? Myntra.com. That is possible with the help of a AWS service called your Route 53. Route 53 can create your websites. Your domains can be created by your Route 53 can create your domains. And then, as I told you, Myntra will be using thousands of machines behind the website. Now, can you deploy this WAR file? Can you, sorry, can you, let's suppose today Myntra, it's a normal day for Myntra. Let's assume that let's assume 1 lakh people will log in Myntra. Let's assume that 1 lakh people will log in daily in Myntra. It's a normal day. Suddenly there's a sale. People can double, people can go 10 times. That means 10 lakh people can log in. Now, behind Myntra, I told there are only 1,000 servers. These 1,000 servers are sufficient for 1 lakh people. If 1 lakh people log in into Myntra, 1,000 machines are sufficient for processing. If suddenly 10 lakh people log in, how can I add the machines? Can I sit behind the Myntra and add one machine? Not possible. Humans cannot do it. That's the reason we have one more tool called auto scaling. This is all infrastructure, guys. This is all infrastructure which you'll be learning. Each and everything has a flow diagram. Auto scaling. This auto scaling will help you to do the complete automatically scaling. That means automatically, as soon as the load is increasing in Myntra website, people are logging, number of machines will keep adding in the cloud. Whenever people log out, number of machines will delete automatically. That automation is possible with your cloud. With the help of this cloud, we can achieve this one. Okay, we achieve this one. Similarly, you have few more services. Again, there are like many more services which you're going to learn. In this IAM, Identity Access Management, you can manage your access completely. Okay. Similarly, you have S3 buckets. Okay, S3 bucket is a storage, raw storage. You can store all the data into this one. Similarly, you have EBS volumes. We can call it as disk management. Similarly, you have snapshots in EBS. Okay, then you can do the networking here. VPC networking is there. You can do the VPC networking. Okay, you can do the VPC networking. Okay, then you have snapshots and multiple things are there. Okay, a lot of services like EKS, ECR, ECS. Okay, all that things will be seeing it. Now, is it sufficient to start the career? Yes, cloud knowledge is there. It is sufficient, guys. Depends upon the requirement. If you get the requirement, you're lucky enough to get this requirement, then you start this one. Okay, this is how the start. But definitely most of the companies will have this basic tool. This is the bare minimum tools which a company requires. Okay. Now, what is the next tool? Okay. Now comes your advanced, guys. From the Jenkins only advanced starts, but the more advanced tool is your Ansible. Okay. More advanced tool is your Ansible. Let me increase the font. Ansible. Now, what is this Ansible? Okay. What is this Ansible? So Ansible is an automation tool, guys. Ansible is a automation tool. Okay, Ansible is a automation tool. So this is called your automation tool, or we call it as a configuration management tool. Now, why is this tool required? Let's see. Okay, configuration management tool. Now, just now I told you, if you want to deploy this WAR file in this Myntra in 1,000 machines, can you do it manually? How much time it will take? Okay, how much time it will take? So if you say one machine, one WAR deploy. Okay, or you said deploy WAR or deploy your WAR file. Deployment will have 10 steps. Imagine deployment has 10 steps. If I tell you do the same thing in 1000 machines, okay, deploy this war, and this has 10 steps, how much time it will take? It will take a huge time, guys. We cannot spend that much time. That much time I cannot keep my website in the older version. You have to update the website. So this deployment tool, okay, this deployment takes these steps. Imagine that in this deployment, there is one step called one file you have to edit. It contains 1000 lines. I say modify 100 lines. Can you do this manually? Similarly, you have to do this in 10,000 1,000 machines. This is one file I'm talking in deployment step. You have to do in 1,000 machines. So here people will make a lot of mistakes. That is where we brought Ansible tool, which is very easy to automate. You don't need to do anything. Ansible will give you one template. Fill all the details in this template and execute it. Ansible will take care of deploying 1,000 machines. Okay, automatically deploying 1,000 machines single shot. So it will do the install. It can do your install. Okay, it will do the install. It will do the complete install. Okay, it will do the complete install. Your uninstall. Okay, uninstall, undeployment. You can say the rollback. Okay, it can be a software, it can be a product. Okay, everything, the complete deployment process, it will take care, guys. Okay, along with the complex configuration changes. Okay, configuration changes in single shot. In single shot, just click of a button, it will do it for you. That powerful Ansible is there. Okay, that powerful Ansible is there. You don't need to put effort anything. Ansible will take care of all this for you in single shot. Ansible will take it. Now again, what I can do, I can integrate this Ansible. Okay, I can connect this Ansible with Jenkins to make it graphical user. Okay, I can connect this Ansible with Jenkins to make it graphical. So if I click a button from Jenkins, Jenkins will go and connect to Ansible. Ansible will connect to 1,000 machines and deploy it. Okay, all that things I can do it from you. Okay, that is where Ansible is powerful. Whatever the installation you have to do it, whatever the 1,000 machines you want to install a software, you can do in single shot. Okay, one-time configuration and reuse it. Then what is this Docker? Why people are running with Docker and Kubernetes? Everywhere there's a word used called Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, most used word in the most of the JDs, people will ask this Docker Kubernetes. Why is this? Why these tools are getting famous? Main reason is to reduce infrastructure cost. Reduce infrastructure cost. Okay, reduce the infrastructure cost, right? So here, why you have to reduce the infrastructure cost? Take an example. Okay, take an example. Let me increase a little bit of font. One laptop charges of one. What is the cost of one laptop today? 20K, and goes up to 4 lakh rupees. You can spend up to 4 lakh rupees, right? One real-time server. What is this real-time server? These real-time servers are different from your laptops. Okay, these are real-time servers. If you go to check these servers, this is how the real-time servers will be there. Because only thing difference between your laptop and real-time server is the capacity. This can have 1,000 core CPU, 1,000 GB RAM. Okay, 100 terabyte of data. That is possible. Okay, that much capacity is there. It is real-time machine which will run in the data centers. These are called data centers. These data centers will store this machine. These are not kept in any office places. It's kept in a data center. It's secure, which is all the real-time website like your Netflix, YouTube. Why you're able to access 24/7? Because of this data centers. Okay, now here, this will start with minimum 5 lakhs and goes up to 50 lakhs. Now imagine that if the company says I want 10,000 servers, what is the cost of that? It will go in crores. Can company afford that much of cost? Company say I will not have budget of 10,000 servers. I cannot purchase for this crores of amount. Company doesn't have budget. Now put this in real-time issue. Take an example of a Netflix, YouTube, whatever it is. Take a Netflix or YouTube, whatever it is. Take a Netflix, YouTube, whatever it is. Okay, let's suppose that you're playing a video. Okay, you're playing a video in this Netflix. A browser will open, or let's say play a music video player will open. In that video player, you're watching a movie. Okay, likewise, you're watching in your phone, in your TV, in your laptop. Fine. Okay, someone has a doubt? Just give me. Sorry. Okay, no problem. So let's suppose Okay, so let's suppose that you are using 3 devices to watch this one. Now, if I say, if I play one video, that video will play in a video player, but actually to play that video, I require a machine to process. That means one video, one machine. So imagine that if I say one video, one machine, okay, one video to play, I require one machine. So imagine that how many people are there worldwide? If we say millions of people are there, for the millions of people, will company purchase millions of machines? Millions of machines, will they purchase it? Is it possible for them? Okay. If these many peoples are there, will they purchase millions of machines? Is it possible for them? Companies cannot afford that much of cost. It's not possible. Okay. So then how can you optimize? So that is where this Docker Kubernetes comes into picture of containerization, concept of containerization. So here you have a concept of Docker containers and you have a concept of Docker images. So what is this containers? It is called your micro virtual machine. We use a word called micro virtual machine. And this Docker image will create your OS plus application as a bundle. Okay, it will create a OS plus application as a bundle. So now here what happens is with the help of Docker Kubernetes, okay, what you can do is you can take one machine, install your Docker Kubernetes in this machine, okay, and you can create 1,000 containers. Again, it depends upon the capacity of the machine, okay, and you can play 1,000 videos. Now see the drastic change. Till now, what it was? One video, one machine. Here, one video, 1,000 containers and 1,000 videos. So see the cost, the radiation cost. If you want 10,000 machine, you need to purchase 10,000 servers. 100 servers are enough for running this business of your Netflix. Instead of purchasing 10,000 servers, Netflix can only purchase 100 servers and do the work. That level of reduced it will cost. And second thing is your zero downtime. Today you see anytime, zero downtime. If you see, Netflix will say that we are going to release 5 movies this Saturday. If Netflix says we are going to release 5 movies this Saturday, okay, 5 movies this Saturday, will you get a downtime anytime? Have you seen any downtime? Or Myntra is saying that today the sale is going to start. I'll take my website down for half an hour and then I'll bring up new website. Have you seen this time? Everything happens on the fly because of your Docker Kubernetes, because of your Docker and Kubernetes. That is where the Docker and Kubernetes is most demanded today. Okay, every industry is using. You go and research, every industry is making use of your Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, and the last, again, there's a deep explanation, guys, in this. And the last tool, okay, for your DevOps is your Terraform. Okay, this is also trending in the market today. Okay, market is looking for this knowledge. Why? Because they require a cloud automation called infrastructure automation, or you can say cloud automation. If you want to do cloud services automation, then you can use this infrastructure. That means you can automate all your cloud services. Whatever you see, for example, if I say create 1,000 machines, how much time it will take? If you go to graphical user, there are 10 fields. In this Amazon.com, you have to fill 10 fields and then you have to create this machine. But here with this Terraform, you just write the configuration once and just click a button. With a click of button, it can do it. Again, you can connect this Terraform with Jenkins and make it graphical user interface. That is a powerful. These are your most powerful tools. You can say that Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, and Terraform, and this Jenkins. These are the main advanced tools which the industries are demanding for it. Today, industry is looking for this tool because they require this knowledge right from the fresher till the experience. Okay, so this is the entire flow. But this flow, this is the entire flow, right? This flow, if you see this left-hand side, the CI, when you say I use a word called CI, right? I use a word called CI, right? CI means continuous integration. So your daily work will be building this one. This is called the internal work, continuous integration work, where daily developer will make a code change, will make a code change and automation, and then we'll be doing a build, deploy to Tomcat, upload to JFrog and deploy. So this is daily until QA verifies. Until QA and DevOps sign-offs, they say that everything is fine. We will not just do deployment. So some customers are in Ansible. They say we want Ansible kind of deployment, like most in machines. If customer environment is the machines, then we do Ansible deployment. If customer environment is Docker Kubernetes, then we do in Docker Kubernetes deployment. If customer wants some infrastructure to be created for their services, then we automate this one. So all this work you'll get in different work. That's why we divided this into 6 projects. Your 6 projects will teach you, will break this entire flow into 6 different projects where you'll be learning different architectures. Okay, you'll be learning like Docker Kubernetes, how you do the Docker Kubernetes deployment, how do you build your Docker images, how do you deploy to Kubernetes, different dev environments, Xbox environment, prod environment. Okay, how do you make the selections, how do you upload to JFrog, okay, how do you do the scanning, how do you build your Jenkins and automation, okay, how do you upload to code. All these tools, you'll be dividing this work into day-to-day activities. So I'll show you different deployments. For Ansible, again, there's a deployment flow. Kubernetes, there's deployment flow. Terraform, there's different flow. CI, there's different flow. So all these things will be divided into 6 projects and we'll be working on it. Okay. And lastly, last one, I'll just put this one and then I'll open for question and answers. I know it is a little bit delayed. Sorry for that. Okay. So your application monitoring, I'll just increase the font. Just give me a minute. Application monitoring. Okay. Application monitoring. Okay. This is fine, I believe. Application monitoring. Okay. App monitoring. We say application monitoring. That means, let's suppose now you deployed your war file into this Ansible. We have 1,000 machines. In 1,000 Tomcat machines, you deploy this via Ansible. Now, let's suppose 10 machines went down in the midnight. Now, will you go and search in the 1,000 machines which machines are down? It is not possible, right? I want an immediate, if 10 machines goes down, if any of the machine goes down or any of the application goes down, within fraction of seconds, I should get notified. That is possible with the monitoring. So we have a good monitoring tools like Grafana. Grafana is your, okay, Grafana is your dashboard where you can visualization. You can do the complete graphs and everything. Second, you have Prometheus. Okay. Prometheus is a database which will do all the data storage, everything, all the information. Then you have an alert manager, okay, which will send the alerts, and Prometheus will take the decision, okay, when to send the alert on etc. things, it will send the decision. And then you have, lastly, you have exporters. These exporters are multiple exporters which will get the data. That means this exporter is an agent. This agent will go and install in every machine so that it will tell us that which application is down and which application is have a problem. So all that things we'll be doing it step by step in this one. And then you have, okay, and then you have one more set of monitoring tools called your, okay, log monitoring. Okay, log monitoring. This monitoring is required because, okay, you cannot go to every machine and check the logs. If I say go and check the logs for 1,000 machines, possible? People cannot check the logs for 1,000 machines. If you want to check a specific machine logs or you want set of specific machines, so this log monitoring will come. Kibana is a dashboard which will give you the logs, all the logs. Then you have your Elasticsearch. Okay, Elasticsearch, where you have, this is the database which store all the log information. Logstash, which will do the formatting of the logs, which will format the logs. Okay, stash. And then finally you have your beats. Finally, I have a beats which is called file beats. Okay, all these beats will be monitoring it. All these beats will be monitoring it. So this is your set of your monitoring tools which will be working on it. This is the set of tools which will be working on this monitoring tool. This will add an advantage. Okay, this will add the advantage to your, okay, this will add an advantage to your profile. That's why we're learning 4 things here. One, we are learning your Linux admin. Second thing, we're learning your DevOps tools. Third thing, we're learning cloud, and fourth thing, we'll be learning your monitoring. Okay, so because in the industry today, they use a word called SRE. If you heard or not, I don't know. They use something called SRE. Okay, site reliable engineer. SIT is site reliable engineer. They use a word, site reliable engineer, DevOps site reliable engineer, they call it as. Okay, so they're looking for this as well. So this will also add a profile to you. Okay, this is what all this flow will be breaking into small pieces. How do you do the automation with Jenkins? How do you do work manually? How do you automate it? How do you deploy to custom environment? All that, this we're going to speak every tool level. So everything we're going to start scratch. It is in order. You don't learn how we wish. If you're starting a DevOps tool, learn Git first, Maven, SonarQube, JFrog, Tomcat. This is a flow. Then go for Jenkins, Whatever you learned so far, automate in Jenkins. Then start your Ansible. Whatever you learn in Ansible, automate in Jenkins. Then learn Kubernetes, then automate in your Jenkins. Finally, Terraform, do the cloud service, automate in Jenkins. That is how the flow you work. You cannot learn first advanced tool, then go for basic. No, it's a proper flow. With the proper flow, you have to learn it. Fine? Okay. Any questions, guys? Before I go to the last, I have just last slide left. Okay. Any questions so far? I'll take 5 minutes and then last slide will write. Any questions? I hope at least 1% you understood here and there. Okay. So this DevOps is used by the every industry, and every industry is demanding today for this. These many industries, you have jobs. If you search it properly, if you apply it properly, you have these many places, job openings, a lot of demand for that it is. Okay. Because every industries. And don't think that all the tools will be using it. You're learning it everything. Some company says I will use only Docker, Kubernetes, okay, Jenkins, cloud. You may get, or some company says I have a specific requirement of cloud with your basic DevOps tools. Depends upon it. So every company you go, you get a chance to work with these tools. So your work-life balance will be there. You'll have less burden and you'll get the same salary. Okay. So that's why people are moving to DevOps, because there's a lot of flexibility for your day-to-day life. Fine. Any questions, guys? Before I proceed further, any questions? Any questions?
Yes. Can we come under site reliability engineer or cloud infrastructure engineer?
All are same. When you say DevOps engineer, everyone will come into same. Only that is a role name. That is just a designation which your company will give you. But actual role will be DevOps. You come under DevOps and cloud, your company can give you multiple names. They call you site reliable engineer, they call you cloud engineer, they call you system admin, everything you call you. Your role will be DevOps. Okay, your role is DevOps, and under DevOps you get cloud, site reliable, all these things. That is just a designation name. The company will give you the different names. It's not much. I'll come to certification. Just give me just 2 minutes. Let me clarify the doubts. The next slide is about certification only. I'll come back to certification. Okay. Yeah. Anything next? Any questions? Any queries? Okay. Okay, let's come back. So someone has certification doubt, I'll come in. So very first, guys, gain the skills. Don't learn it like start with cloud and no. First, learn Linux. And Linux cannot be learned in 1 or 2 days. It requires at least 1.5 week, minimum 1.5 week to 2 weeks. You require Linux to learn. So put effort in Linux. The more you learn Linux properly, okay, your complete DevOps in AWS journey is smooth. Okay. And don't just learn Linux or basic commands and go. No, that will not work. Because today, industry is also Linux for Linux knowledge. Linux is essential. It is Linux for Linux knowledge, because if you learn Linux properly, you will learn troubleshooting skills. Linux will teach you troubleshooting skills for your DevOps and AWS. That's the reason we are putting Linux. Second thing is proper roadmap for this DevOps. When you learn it, there's a roadmap. First, start with Linux. Programming is for developers. First, last, start the Linux. Always start with Linux. Always start with Linux. Then start your DevOps journey. This is all the DevOps journey. Source code management, application building, CI/CD tools and everything. And then learn your cloud. First, start with Linux. Go with DevOps or go with cloud. Cloud and DevOps both are different, guys. Okay. You can learn them separately. You can start learning cloud first and then DevOps, or learn DevOps and then learn cloud. Anything is fine. And then do your monitoring. Last is your SRE. Okay, SRE you can keep a little bit least preference, but SRE is required to put weightage on your profile. Okay, SRE is required to put weightage on the profile. Right? So these are the 4 things which you learn it. So start with Linux, go with DevOps or cloud, and then learn monitoring. Okay, and then coming to certifications, you can do a lot of certifications in this, but I recommend don't do the certifications unless you work at least 1.5 year in the DevOps journey. Okay, until you start your career with DevOps, don't do certification, because certifications will not prove anything, guys. Okay, I recommend that if you're switching your career completely, what you do is, okay, just turn your resume into DevOps. Complete your resume, whatever the previous experience you had, completely change into DevOps. Okay, see, your no company will verify that what you did inside a company. No one will go. For example, I am working in a company. They'll not go inside my company and not ask my manager that did this person work on DevOps or not. They will not ask. What is the background verification they'll do? They'll check that is this person worked in this company. He has a proper PAN card. He has a proper identity or not. That verification is only in terms of your whether you are the genuine employee of this organization or not. That is your verification. Okay, whatever the designation will be, that doesn't matter. Okay, you can just tell the HR that this is what this happened in the industry. Like initially I was working in non-IT. Slowly I started working with the software team, and there we started gaining this knowledge. That is how I switched it, but my designation was same, so that you can manage it. But main thing is that certification is only for 2 years, guys. After 2 years, certification validity is not there. Okay, and certification will not prove anything in the interview. And end of the day, in the interview, you have to speak more. The more you speak, the more you show your confidence, the show your level of knowledge. That is how the interview will crack. Certification is just a criteria for shortlist your interview, but not to crack the interview. Okay, so do the certification, but once you go inside a company, they will pay for you. Do the certification, and if you're aiming for certification, always aim for promotion. When you want a promotion in the same company, then they aim for certification. Otherwise, don't aim for certification. And there are a lot of certification, like you can do Devops master program. You can do Kubernetes expert. You can be Ansible expert, Jenkins expert. Again, there are cloud certifications. AWS itself give you DevOps engineer certification, and they'll give you a solution architect. This is level 1. Solution architect is level 1, where you write question and answer. Okay. And level 2 is SysOps. Here you do practical. Complete practical is done here. You do the complete practical here. You have to go to a center. They'll give you a system. You have to write the exam. You have to submit all the screenshots of that what you did it, and then they'll evaluate it. So this is level 1, level 2. Okay. This is around like 15,000 plus some GSTs, I believe. Around 18,000 to 20,000 is certification cost, I believe. Okay, so that is what the cost of that in the INR currency. Okay. As a developer nowadays, companies are asking multiple skills like Ansible, AWS, Jenkins, and becoming company. No, for developers, Ansible is not required. For developers, AWS is required. Okay, AWS is required, but in AWS they have developer services. Okay, and AWS is required because sometimes you have to check the logs of Kubernetes and everything, right? That is where you require. And Jenkins is essential not only for developers, also for QA people, because all the builds will be in Jenkins. Okay, so AWS Jenkins is required. Apart from that, there are a few more tools which developer require, like Maven. It's required. Developer requires SonarQube knowledge. Developer requires JFrog knowledge to get the artifacts. So there also developer requires some knowledge. Okay, so developer also requires few knowledge, but not in terms of complete DevOps. In terms of checking the application, require DevOps knowledge. That is where it requires. Right? Okay. Any more questions? Okay. Any more doubts? Any more questions? Okay. Any more questions, any more queries, any doubts? Okay, so you can reach out to this number. Okay, you can reach out to this number in case you have queries. They have given you the number. Still any questions, I'm happy to help. Okay, still any questions, I'm happy to help. I believe they gave the number here. Here is the number. You can reach out to this number. They'll share you the recording and everything, whatever you wanted. You want to talk to me one-on-one? Yes, you can call to them. You can interact with them. That is also possible. Can I contact you number? Yes, you can call to this number. I gave you this number, right? You can just contact this number. We can talk on this number. You can reach out to this number. After this session, you can reach out to this number. We can have it.
Which number is it, sir? I'm not able
This
to
number.
see.
This number. Can you see this one? 91. Oh, you just take it here from here. 91. This is the number. Reach out to this number on the screen.
Okay. So I can reach out to that number
Yes.
to have a conversation with.
Yes, yes, yes. We can reach out.
Okay.
Okay. Any more doubts, guys? I believe at least 1% you understood where DevOps is used. It is used in every industry. So put your effort in researching, guys. Before you start something, first see about the journey. Are you putting the right step? Because the journey should be, when you start a journey, start with a course, and destination should be reached till the job, till you get a job and till you start working on it. So go till that journey. Okay. So see which all industries are giving you, which all places they are giving openings. Research everywhere, LinkedIn, Naukri, a lot of blogs you'll find it, a lot of openings you'll see it. Check all the places and then take a decision. You learn anywhere, but start learning in a proper order. Learn module by module. Don't learn half. Start learning one by one. First start with your Linux, then go with your DevOps or cloud, and then go with one by one. Okay, go one by one module. Okay, but learn Linux first if you want to be a DevOps engineer. Definitely you require Linux, right? Okay, so any more questions? Any more queries?
I have one question.
Go ahead.
Generally, like e-commerce site, we can modify in any sector. I mean,
Probably.
before modifying any changes, is it will shut down or it will take time? I mean, it will showing like a error or
No. We don't. You mean like shut down, you're saying? Or upgrade, you're saying?
yeah. Sorry, upgrade.
So that is what I told you. We have zero downtime. Whatever happens, you upgrade, you do anything. Today, nothing goes down. That's why I told you real-time example. If you say e-commerce, you say you take anything, banking, you say, for example, banking in banking application, let's suppose SBI making a change. If SBI is making a change or SBI is doing some change in their website, okay, do you see a downtime for SBI? You don't see application downtime anywhere. Application downtime will not be there. Okay.
Okay.
Application downtime will never be there because it all happens in the backend. Okay. Whatever the page changes comes, whatever changes in the SBI comes, everything come backups because we have a very powerful tool like a Docker Kubernetes where this will do. Okay, there's something called a word called rolling updates. Like a previous application will be running. Behind this, it will be upgrading the new application. Okay, your previous traffic, for example, you take e-commerce website. You take Amazon.com, Flipkart.com, Myntra, anything. Let's suppose I'm upgrading a website here in the backend. People are ordering because I don't know who is ordering, who is making a payment, who is entering OTP. So in that situation, the website should never go down. Let the people do their work. Let the DevOps will do its work. Okay, we can be upgrade in the backend. There'll be zero downtime. Never the application goes down. We never bring down any time. Any sector we don't bring down. Today everything should be online 24/7. Because who
Okay.
is ordering from where we don't know. Which part of the country who is making what changes we don't know. That's the reason that there'll be never downtime anywhere.
Okay. Actually, in general, I mean, if in day-to-day transactions, generally is server error,
Yes.
server busy. So, may I know the exact reason for that?
Sorry. Can you come again once again?
I mean, while doing transactions or any money withdrawal, at that time it was showing like the server busy,
That is
server
because
error.
that is because your banks don't use cloud for data.
Okay.
That is because bank will not use any kind of a cloud for data. Because why do you store your money in bank? Because you trust bank, right? Your
Yes.
transaction should not be seen by me. Only bank and you should see the transaction. No third party company should see your transaction. That's why SBI people will keep all the application inside your cloud. But SBI people will keep the data. What the transaction happens, the database servers will be in the SBI data center. That's the reason there's a downtime. So that's why I told you, right? 70% of the companies are already into cloud. But 2025, they're going to move to your cloud. 90% is going to go. In that, banks also going to come into cloud. But there's a trust issue. Because if AWS people will see all the transactions of people, then it is not good, right? That's the reason banks still keep their own data centers. Their servers, database servers are there inside of banks. That's the reason there's a downtime. Your Google Pay sometimes or PhonePe gives sometimes say server is down, right? That happens because of that. But your application, Google Pay application will be up. You can open Google Pay, only transaction cannot happen because database server is down. Not your cloud is not down, nor your application is down. That is the reason.
Okay, got it.
Because banks don't trust, right? Third party don't trust because first of all, the customer trust bank because the data is safe. So banks cannot keep the data in the third party hand. That's the reason banks have their own servers or own data center inside the main branches. SBI main branch, it will be there. Okay. Any questions? Any queries? Any doubts? Any more doubts, guys? Okay. All good? Okay then. Okay. Let's take a pause then. Okay. So they'll inform you about the classes, timings, and everything. You'll get your details. If you have signed the form and everything, then you'll definitely get the details. Or still, if you want details, you can reach out to this number. Just do a WhatsApp on this number. You'll get the recording of this, as well as if you want a syllabus copy or any other thing, you'll get it these details. Okay, reach out to this. Okay, for Java domain, it is helpful. Yes, it is helpful. Okay, And second, I did a ping you on WhatsApp. We can connect in 5 minutes. Sure, we can connect in 5 minutes, Akash. Okay, sure, definitely. Okay, Ramana, for you, yes. For Java domain people also it is required. Secondary skill is required, not in terms of pure DevOps, but in terms of your development, it is required. Okay. Sure. Any more questions, guys? Last 5 minutes, closing off. Last
Tomorrow
5 minutes.
we don't have class, right?
They will let you know, right? I don't know if tomorrow it will be there because I believe for US people it is Sunday, right? So maybe Tuesday, I believe, or Wednesday, I don't know. But they will confirm you. Okay, I don't have information right now. Okay, they will confirm you by EOD. By end of the day, you'll get a information, or right after like afternoon somewhere, they'll get information. You'll get your details in the WhatsApp. All the details will get you, right? Okay. Any more questions? Any more queries? Class timings, free structures, okay? All the details, you can reach out to this number, your recordings and everything. Anything apart from technical stuff or any clarification on course, I can give you.
Regular timings like 1 hour
Mm.
30 minutes or 1 hour.
Only 1 hour, okay? In
Oh.
case any topic requires here and there, 115 minutes here and there, it will extend it. But I'll inform you prior. I'll not just do it on the fly. I'll inform you prior one day that this is going to extend. But we don't take usually 1.5 hour class because that will be too much. Okay. In case required, I'll inform you. Okay, but will not be. That would be more than sufficient for 1 hour per daily. Okay, guys. I believe no questions. All good. Okay. Thanks for joining. Okay. Have a good day. Okay. See you soon on the journey of DevOps.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.